Benson, you've fought for titles, you've headlined all sorts of cards, but you definitely look maybe the happiest I've ever seen you in the cage after that win. How special was that to get that and share that moment in front of your hometown crowd with your family?
Fighting in front of my adopted hometown, Phoenix, Arizona, it's amazing. It's great. And last time I gave Arizona a very good show. Win or loss, win or lose, it wasn't a very good performance. And this time I thought I had a better performance. So win or lose, I can more live with that, just having a good performance. Not a great performance, but having a good performance as opposed to having a bad performance. Win or lose, we are always after great performances. We're seeking perfection, right? You write a book. All these journalists, all these movie makers, they want to make the perfect movie. They want to make an amazing movie. You want to do your absolute best out there. And that's what I'm always after. So having a better performance tonight, getting my hand raised is awesome. First time fighting from my sons, my two oldest, my 6-year-old, my 4-year-old. It's like, oh, Daddy can't lose in front of the boys. Don't lose. So it was a great night. They're not all great nights, so I'm learning to definitely appreciate the good nights when I have them.
Split decisions haven't necessarily been kind to you in Bellator. So when you started to hear that, I mean, how nervous were you? Were you confident that you had it?
I felt I felt I did enough to deserve to get my hand raised, but you just never know. Like literally, Burt Watson always says, you leave it to the judges and they're gonna make you cry. And I live by that. You're right. Burt Watson is absolutely right. So I definitely didn't want to leave it to the judges. And then them announcing a split decision. I was like, oh no, oh my boys are in the ring. Oh no, don't do this to me. Don't do this to me. I'm gonna cry. But it was a good night. So I was thankful for it.
A lot of submission attempts from both you and Islam. Did you feel like at any point you were in trouble?
No. What submissions did Islam go for?
He went for a rear naked choke a couple times.
Oh yeah, he had the rear naked a couple times. Nah, I was never too worried about that. I do a pretty decent job of defending the rear naked. Sadly, I get there put a lot. How many fights have I had been in my career that guy hopped my dang back? The whole last 3 months, all I worked on was not giving my back. 3 months, I just worked on don't give it back, don't give it back, don't give it back. Give it back, what, 3 times in that fight? But yeah, I felt pretty comfortable. I didn't feel like in danger. Like try to stay, cool, calm, and collected, and do the right defense, that sort of stuff. Oh no, he did have a tight one. I had to bail. I had to do the fire escape bailout. I had to dive forward and hope for the best. That's the fire escape defense. Very last thing you can do, someone on your back, you gotta go for that fire escape. So I did the fire escape defense. Thankfully, it worked for me. But yeah, that one was tight. That rear naked was tight.
And then after the fight, you and Khabib, kind of talked a little bit in the cage. I think some of the mics maybe picked up some of the stuff you guys were talking about. What did you say there?
I just said I'm a big fan of his, and that I've heard rumors of a Eagle FC or something like that. So that was it.
Congratulations, obviously.
Thank you, Sean. I appreciate it.
We're talking about the scrambles and the submissions. Looks like you were pretty close to getting him a couple times there, especially early. Did you feel like those early guillotine attempts were pretty close?
Oh, for sure. I think the first guillotine attempt, the high elbow guillotine attempt, definitely took a lot of the wind out of his sail. I think I didn't quite get it. I wasn't able to finish it. I was close to finishing it, though. I was very close to him going to sleep, actually. But he did just enough to get out of it and defend it. But I definitely felt coming out of it, him pulling his head out of it, he took a big, deep breath. Like, when you get your oxygen cut off for a while, you finally pop your head out. Like, he definitely took a lot of wind of his sail on that one.
I mean, you're basically fabled for your submission defense at this point. It's legendary. But, I mean, you even mentioned that one was close where you had to do the fire escape. Was that one of the closer times you've ever been to getting submitted in your career?
I've been submitted a couple times. But they're definitely one of the more closer ones for the rear naked. I think I do a pretty good job of fundamental defense. If they have the one hand around your neck, go for the other hand, control that 2-on-1, and don't let them use 2 hands to choke you. But definitely one of the closer rear nakeds that I've had to fight off in my career.
It almost looked like you were kind of emotional in there, just even when they were announcing the scorecards, and then especially after the win. I mean, what was going through your head there?
Not knowing how much longer I'll be doing this. So just truly enjoying the good nights, taking a step back and looking at it, taking perspective. I'll leave the perspective, the scope, and all that to you guys to write it up. But I, for myself, wanted to step back and take a look at it and enjoy the night, enjoy myself being here in Phoenix, Arizona, looking up into the crowd and seeing my friends, my family in the crowd, and celebrating and enjoying with them, having a good night. I don't know how much longer I'll be doing this for Bellator, so I wanted to
wanted to soak it all in.
Yeah, I mean, we couldn't hear it in here, but it seemed as if you almost said something to the effect of like, I don't know if this was my last fight. Was that you said that in there?
Yeah. I'm not sure if this will be my last fight or not. So I wanted to, I wanted to enjoy it. I wanted to enjoy the W, enjoying my hand raise. Might keep going, might not. We'll find out.
Is retirement been something you've been thinking about?
This is my last fight on my deal with Bellator. They pay me a lot of money. I might have underfought my contract. So going to the renegotiations, I'm not sure how they're going to treat me. We'll see. We'll find out. But I do know that if this is the last one, this was a great way to go out.
If it's not even, if let's say this is the last Bellator fight, obviously it may not be, but is there a chance this is your last fight period in your MMA career?
I don't know. I don't know. I do know that I would like to continue fighting, but other things have to line up. My wife is gonna go pro pretty soon. We got 4 babies. I gotta be home to take care of those babies. 4 kids. One's always sick. So like one of us, her or I, one of us always has to be home with this sick kid, or the kid has to stay home and do this and that. Man, 4 kids is a lot of work. So if I have to become a stay-at-home dad, that might be the case, and mom is gonna go take over and bring home the bread.
Well, then last one from me. I mean, you told us in the lead up, I wanted the fight that was going to get me closest to the title shot, and that was sort of how this came together. Yeah. If you do re-sign with Bellator, do you expect to sort of jump into a title picture immediately there? I
would certainly hope so. Mamedov, the amazing great fighter that it is, he just beat the guy who beat me. 19 fights in a row. No one else wanted to fight him. They asked the Brazilian guys, they didn't want to fight him. They asked the Irish guys, they didn't want to fight him. They said, hey, we can't find anybody to fight this guy. Like we need someone to fight him. Will you step up? Will you do it? So I'm a company man, for sure, of course. But him being on a 19 fight win streak, him having not necessarily a big name, but no one in the division wants to fight him. I want the fight that's going to take me to the title shot right away. I want the quickest shot possible. And they said Mamedov, so I said yes. I bet on myself like I do like I've done so many times in my career. I put all the chips to myself. I worked my butt off and bet on myself, and this bet paid off. I got my hand raised.
Benson, congratulations on the victory.
Thank you, man.
At Media Day, you alluded to the fight against Primus. I mean, maybe Primus caught you off guard with the way he was fighting in there. So this fight specifically, do you think you game planned well enough in everything you had planned happened inside that?
Oh, for sure. I think this fight against Mamedov, hats off to Primus. He did a great job. He got his hand raised. He did what he needed to do. I was surprised by his game plan. I was surprised by him insisting on the wrestling, going for takedowns. And my dumb butt, why would you be surprised by that? So it was Ryan Bader! Ryan Bader! Get it! So yeah, I did a better job of being prepared for Mamedov's wrestling, knowing he's going to wrestle. Of course he's going to come wrestle you, and then my wrestling defense was not too bad tonight. I was up to the task to get my hand raised.
Anything from him surprised you, or maybe you weren't expecting from him in there?
He hit me with a clean 2, and then he threw 4 or 5 body kicks. I wasn't necessarily expecting him to throw the body kicks, and I don't think none landed super clean or anything, but I was just more surprised by it. Every time we scouted him, we saw some not super crisp hands and whatnot, but he went with the clean 2, took me by surprise. I was like, oh yeah, that was, move your head, Henderson, let's go, let's get going. But nothing was super surprising, but he landed a good clean 2. He threw more kicks than I thought he was going to.
Hey Benson, congratulations on an amazing night.
Thank you, man.
Mamedov was seen grabbing the fence a little bit, especially in the second round. Did you notice that during the fight? And how do you feel Jason Herzog, the referee, handled that?
Jason Herzog is a man. He did a great job. He did his job perfectly. And not for nothing, but at my gym, the MMA lab, I won't be shy about it, but we train to take every advantage we can. Yeah. And if we can get away with one, then we'll get away with one, no problem. So I'm not gonna be surprised or be taken back or be mad. Oh, he did this, and no, I'm sad because he did that. Oh yeah, good job, Dud. You did good. The referee didn't catch that. Good job. Go ahead. All right. I'm not gonna let you do it again though.
And the fans seem to think that it was 1-1 going to the third round. So after the second round, did you feel it was 1-1? And what are some of the things your coaches told you heading into that third round?
My coaches told me that it was probably 1-1 going to the third round. and I needed to make sure I stayed standing and don't let me take down. Don't go over your back. And I tried to do my best in that third round.
Hey Benson, congrats on the win.
Thank you, man.
First off, so it's kind of you, Bader, and Henry Cejudo are kind of like the faces of Arizona MMA. When you
I can live with that. Heck yeah.
When you hear something like that, like how does that make you feel? That for a long time you've kind of carried MMA around here.
I love it. I think it's great. Henry Krause is my boy. He trained at the MMA lab for a long time. I love Henry Krause. He's awesome. He is the man. He is a stand-up good guy as they come. I love Henry. Ryan Bader's a great dude. Been buddies, friends with Ryan Bader for a long time. You know, he's the man also. So being in amongst those guys, it's awesome. It's great. You know, I think that the Valley has been strong in MMA for a long time. Going back to Don Fry, right? Like MMA has been strong in Arizona for a long time, and for me to be up there among those names of guys who are, you know, carrying MMA in Arizona. And
then one more, I'm just curious about this. You know, Khabib's kind of been defaulted as the 155-pound GOAT, but you used to fight in that division. When you look at Khabib, can you kind of take yourself there and wonder how you would have fought him if you guys would have hooked up in your primes?
I think against Khabib, I would have tried my best to do the exact same thing I did to Mamedov today. Khabib's pretty darn good. If I gave up my back to Khabib, might be another story. But you know, I would try to do the same thing. I think it's an energy drink, Monster energy drink. But I think Khabib would be a fun fight. Maybe one of these days we'll train against each other, and we'll get it on video and put it on YouTube for free for you guys.
Benson, one more. How these two gentlemen like fight night?
How do you like fight night? How do you like watching the fights? I liked it. You liked it? My oldest Kyung said he liked it. How do you like it? You like the fights tonight? Yeah. They got pizza and candy. This guy liked it a lot. Cub Arthur liked it a lot.
Congrats.
Congrats, Benson. That was awesome.
Thank you guys. I appreciate it, guys. Thanks.
Recording stopped.
What's that?